think I'm ready. Now I'm rolling, but just give me a clap.
Okay. So we good? We on? We on? Como vai and welcome to episode 55 of the Super Podcast. It is I, Polo in my square Squid Games what do you call this? Mask. I am back. It was a quiet week. Quiet week. I did win $468 on the DraftKings. So, to all my betters, it's fucking on. Um I have a guest today. I've been trying to get this guy on my show for so long. He was on my old show and I wasn't even there. I was in Virginia. So yeah, he's an artist. He's a man of many things. Um a stylish dude of Ralph Lauren and other items of power. The one and the only TTK is here. How you doing, sir?
Yo, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming finally. You
Yeah.
you and Buck Wild are like on my list.
Yo, low key, man, as much as people know me and I'm friendly, I'm kind of recluse too.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
no,
what
no,
I'm
no. I
saying?
know that, and I've
Yeah.
known that from. See, I've known you for a long time,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I know this by like talking to you, and then like when we have like conversations on the phone,
yeah.
that's when I know like you're not like so outgoing like you appear to be when you're at like your shows or. But tell the people
Yeah.
what you do real quick.
Sort of like what you said. I do a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a paint. I like to call myself a painter, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just a painter.
Right.
I'm a designer,
Mm-hmm.
creative director,
Mm-hmm.
an art director. I'm technically actual director, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I've directed a short film.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else am I?
You're one of them stylish polo guys.
Man, well, yeah, I wear a few brands, but a lot of people know me for wearing low
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people know me for that too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been featured in a few Ralph things
Few
in the past.
publications.
Yeah. I've done a few things, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where to begin. You can pick one and we can talk about it, man. I just like to say that I'm fortunate, I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people who I've been able to create the life that I wanted for myself, man. Where I've been fortunate to get paid basically to be myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's a blessing. I'm not gonna say I'm a millionaire or nothing like that,
Mm-hmm.
man. But I've been able to work to the point where I'm myself. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm myself. And I get paid to come to the table and bring my ideas and
Mm-hmm.
bring my personality to whatever I seem to work on.
Yeah, it gives you that freedom that
Yeah,
a lot of people don't have because a lot of people are stuck with a either a
absolutely.
9 to 5 or chained to a check.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Living check to check.
yeah,
They don't have that freedom.
yeah. And I think it's all about like trying to understand how do you do that. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't understand how do you do that. And there's multiple reasons
Mm-hmm.
why. Like why. 'Cause everybody has a talent. Everybody has a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think in this society that we live in, trying to find ways like how to monetize that shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you could probably want to build like wooden trains or something like that, man. But if you can't find a way to monetize that, that dream can just go down the toilet and just be stuck in the past,
Right.
and you're working, I don't know, being a stockbroker,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably getting paid excellent money,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not what you really want to do and what you're passionate about. So I mean somehow, it's been a journey. I'm not gonna say like it's always I jumped off the porch and like boom, hey, I'm getting paid, and I'm working on all these things I dreamed about. Nah, it wasn't like that. It's definitely a journey, but I'm happy I figured it out, and I think just because I stuck with it, I stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So how long you been doing the paintings?
paintings, man.
Yeah.
Yo, truthfully, believe it or not,
Mm.
I didn't really get into painting. I've always been into art. Like as far as I could, as long as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? Before as long as I could hold a pencil, I've
Mhm.
been able to draw stuff, man. But as far as like painting,
Mhm.
I probably didn't really start painting and probably until like maybe like '08.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like '08. Yeah, for I'm gonna tell you on some real shit. I don't think I ever told too many people this right
Mhm.
here. At one point in time, I had a fear of painting. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah, I had a fear of painting, because I didn't want to mess up. And I had a good friend of mine, who's still a good friend of mine to this day. My man, Chris, Chris Bowie.
Mhm.
Like we went to high school together, and this kid, he was so nice. He was so nice with it, and I was like, if I can't be as good as him, I don't want to do it. So I found ways to get nice in other areas. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And he looked at me like I was the man, but I'm looking at him like, yo, gosh, if I could do what he could do,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I do it. I can't be as good as him out the gate, man. He was just a natural for it, and me. And I think I had that anxiety or fear of failure for
Right.
so long, and I didn't do it until like I started like maybe early 2000s customizing sneakers, and I realized like, yo, this is the same shit right
Mhm.
here, man. And after that, it didn't really, the rest is kind of history after
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
But let me ask you. So that show you had in 2010, some of those pieces, like some of your like first really
yeah,
original pieces.
yeah, it really
That's
is, man.
amazing, bro. That's crazy, bro.
But it's funny. I look at those pieces. I look at those pieces now, and I'm like, oh gosh, I can find a million things wrong with it. Like, oh, I wish I would have done this better. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have done this way or
Man, like
whatever,
the
man.
stadium ones you did, bro.
Yeah. I don't really. You know what's crazy? Like, when I'm painting, this shit is like an out of body experience, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to sound like deep or
Right.
nothing like
Yeah.
that. Like, but when I'm doing it, it's sort of like I can't explain how I'm doing it, but I know how to do it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't explain it. And then after I'm done with it, I look back at it. I'm like, whoa, how the hell did I think of this? And this weird idea. How did I get this weird idea on this canvas?
Mhm.
And how did I know how to mix these colors up to do this? It's like, whoa, what was going on? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And, and,
Mhm.
and, it, and it amazes me every time. And every time I have to start a new piece, believe it or not, man, I get kind of anxious. Like, whoa, can I do it like how I did last time? It's
Mhm.
like maybe I'm my biggest critic. I'm my biggest critic, and I'm thinking about like, man, is this gonna be as good as like the previous one?
Mhm.
But I seem to be doing it right.
Right. No, but yeah, cause so when did you start like putting like the polo integrating? So that mean that's kind of like in the beginning too.
Yeah, it is,
Like all
man.
the and no, those like you have some classic pieces like with the stormtroopers wearing the polo
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like the couple pieces that just blaze.
yeah.
So
So
that's like classic shit right there,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell you,
Like I always wanted to ask you that question.
that idea is an idea I had in my head for since like the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
always, and I'm gonna tell you straight up what inspired it, man. I've always been a fan of like just hip hop fashion in general. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Whether it was polo or whatever, it was Fila, whatever was we was rocking at the
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? In the '80s or '90s or early 2000s, whatever. I've always been a fan of like like fashion. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Or like more so, you know, the shit the people in the streets was wearing.
Right. Right.
And polo was always like one of those things where it was something that wasn't really meant for, like, black and brown
Yeah,
urban communities or
it
whatever.
was never meant for us.
Nah. But the way the hood took it and
Right.
flipped it, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, this is our thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't how they wearing it in the ads or whatever. That's cool, but we wearing it like this right here. And that was always cool. And of course, and of course it has a higher price tag, and that's
Right.
always something that's always attractive. Like
Mhm.
you want something that you can't, that's not like easily
Mhm.
to get. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You always want to be that person like, yo, I got this, and they ain't nobody else got it. But But you know, I've always like you said earlier, I've always been in gear and fashion and sneakers and all of that.
Mhm.
And I've always wanted to do something based around um, like the gear people rock or whatever, but it wasn't, and I didn't have it figured out yet. But
Mhm.
it wasn't till I saw, this is like maybe like 99 or 2000.
Mhm.
I saw the cover for the 12-inch single for Brooklyn Hard Rock,
Mm.
Thurston Howell III. When
Shout
I
out Thurston.
Yeah, yeah. When I saw that cover, I'm like, yo, this is it right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, we have, you had videos or whatever, Grand Pooba and Ziggy and those guys, wearing the stuff and they dancing or whatever. And you see people in the background wearing polo or whatever. But I don't think I ever saw like an album cover, you know what I'm saying, with someone wearing like just like excessive amounts of polo or whatever. You saw people back in the day wearing like the MCM stuff or
Mhm.
whatever, this and that, like back in the 80s and LL and the Stetson Sonic album covers. They're dipped out in Troop and all the other shit like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I don't think I had ever seen anybody head to toe like how those guys were in like polo. You know what I'm saying? And when I
Right.
saw that, I was like, yo, this is it right here. And that idea stuck in my head for nearly 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nearly 10 years. And I tell you this right here.
Mhm.
And I big him up every time I see him about this. Doves, Charlie
Oh
Doves.
yeah, we had him on the
Yeah.
show.
Yo,
Shout out Doves.
when I started like doing those pieces, probably around like, like people hadn't seen him yet.
Mm.
So like I started like maybe like around like 2008, 2009, and it was just I was getting my ideas together because I'm like, yo, I'm about to start executing this. This shit has been in my head for like nearly a decade,
Mhm.
and I was at what was the spot? Mikey likes it.
Yeah.
Mikey had the spot called Soul Food on Lispinard,
Oh yeah.
a block over from Canal, right? So I was up in there shortly after they opened, and I saw one of Dove's pieces, and I didn't know who Doves was at the time, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But I saw his piece, and he had like, some people like dipped in like polo or whatever,
Mhm.
and cats dipped in North Face or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yo,
We were talking about
I
that.
was like, yo, this guy's thinking like me right here. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? This is, but he had like, one piece or whatever, or maybe two pieces. But I was like, yo, I want to do a full collection, you know what I'm saying, of this theme right here,
Mhm.
and that's kind of how where it all came from right there. That's like the backstory of it,
Right.
somewhat, yo.
No, because I remember a lot of those pieces, bro. I'm telling you, like you either sold them or
Yeah,
I seen them in people's houses.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Just has two of them in his
yeah,
house,
yeah,
and I like always said like, wow, like damn, like he has that big one.
yeah,
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 he really
yeah,
bought that big one. But then you segue from that, and you started doing like the illustration stuff,
yeah,
which morphosized into t-shirts. I know you had a
yeah,
t-shirt to come out with Urban Outfitters.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember when that shit came out, bro. I tried to get that shit. That shit sold out, Josh. It
Yeah,
sold out so quick. He
word,
had a
word.
t-shirt come out.
I had
It was like
three.
three
It
of
was
them.
three of
It
them.
came
Yeah,
out
three.
three shirts.
Yeah,
So I'm like, damn, TTK, I gotta go because they had like little like sayings on them. Because we gonna get into his illustration shit,
yeah,
bro. I went to Urban Outfitters. They were gone in like maybe 30 minutes.
yeah, yeah. They went pretty fast, yo. Like,
I
but
never.
oh, sorry. Go ahead. I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
and
cut
then
you.
I hit him. You don't remember this. I remember this. I hit you. I was like, yo, is there any way you can get any of them shirts? You're like, nah, bro. I don't know. Like, he gave me like the cold shoulder, like, nah, son. Nah, you can't get none, kid.
No, I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to act brand new or
Yeah.
nothing like that,
Nah, but
man.
just talk about, because you do the illustrations, you do them online.
Yeah,
Usually I see them online, like they talking about the one, like the guy on the train, or you overhear
yeah, yeah.
conversation.
Overheard.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just talk a little bit about that.
Well, one thing to shift from
Because
paint.
you shifted.
Yeah, the shifting from paintings to illustrations, doing more illustrations. Like, for one, I always doodled, you know what I'm saying? Most people who draw or paint, we're always doodling on
Right.
something, whether it's napkins or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like when I was in the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I'm sitting around
Mhm.
or I'm doing a job or whatever, or I was out to sea. I had like a notepads where I'm supposed to be taking notes for whatever job I got to work on. But I'd always do these dumbass like weird illustrations. Only make sense to me, like weird shit, like drawing like hamburgers wearing feelers or some shit like
Mhm.
that, man. Just stupid shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
but it's funny though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I would like like I would text like maybe I think the only one of the only people who would ever got to see these illustrations, like if they didn't act like physically see them,
Yeah.
I would text them to a good friend of mine, my homegirl Sameen
Mhm.
at the time and shit. I would text her these pictures and she was like, "Yo, you need to do something with this stuff." And I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah, one
Right.
day." And she was like, "Yo, this shit is kind of genius what you do or whatever. This shit is it's funny as hell, yo, and it doesn't look like the other stuff because the painting stuff is very tight. It's very professional. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like museum quality type stuff.
Right. Right.
The illustration stuff is very. It looks like a child drew it or whatever. Or
Mhm.
it's minimal skill behind it. But
Right.
like I guess I started doing those because it was just faster to produce those. Those are
Right.
so easy
Mhm.
to produce,
Right.
and I don't know. I wanted to, I like to say I'm like a work in progress, and I'm trying to figure this stuff out as I go along. Where if I see this lane isn't moving, the way at the speed I want it to go,
Right.
what's something else that I could do? You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? It could maybe compensate for where this is maybe falling off, or not necessarily falling off, but it's not going at like the pace I wanted to at that moment in time, man. So here's something I could probably do, man, and just see if
Mhm.
people respond to it, man. And people respond to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got something going on here, right
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
and before I was doing like the subway overheard illustrations, I was doing like the lyrics, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
Like when I did the zine a couple years back, man,
Mhm.
where I was taking like lyrics from songs that I like, you know what I'm saying? Like hip
Mhm.
hop songs that I like, and instead of using the words, using like imagery or like, or yeah, like imagery
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
icon
Yeah.
to like pictographs
Right.
basically, you know what I'm saying? To like, tell like a short story,
Mhm.
and it's just loose and fun and I wound up doing like a whole bunch of those, and that's kind of how like Urban Outfitters found out about me. You
Yeah.
know what
They
I'm
did. They
saying?
did they
Yeah.
just like contact you out the blue, or was it just like some?
Yo, so this guy at the time who was I forget what his title was.
Mhm.
This guy named Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason. He worked at Urban Outfitters, and I forget what his title was, but I saw him like checking out my work or whatever, man, and he was like, "Yo," at the time, I think at the time they were doing like the artist series where
Right.
they would collaborate with an artist, and an artist design like a T-shirt or
Right.
a few T-shirts or a bag or something for them or whatever. And Cleophas,
Mhm.
like Leo, yeah, he did like some stuff for them.
Mhm.
And then and a lot of our stuff for like me and him, our work is like very parallel,
Right. Right. Right.
and they was like, yo, you want to do some artist like some want to do be a part of our artist series? I'm like, hell yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I did like a, I don't know, I did a few ideas for them and I sent them maybe they're like 6 or 7 and they picked like 3 of them. It's the one with the collage of like the line drawings and
Mhm.
stuff like
Mhm.
that. I can send you a picture of them.
Yeah.
It's the one where it's like oh, the one where like the Grim Reaper is
Oh yeah. I remember
sleeping.
that. I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one with the Grim Reaper
I wanted
sleeping.
all of them.
Yeah, and then it's another one where it says like something like this ATM only has like $3 bills or some shit
Right.
like that.
Right.
Or it was like a play on, like you go to like the ATM and it says this ATM only gives out $10 bills or
Right.
something. I don't know what the hell I was thinking to put like $3 bills because $3 bills don't exist. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or like if you go to a strip club or whatever, or
Right.
something like that. You know, that has a sign up above the ATM. But yeah. So those were the three graphics that they got off of me, and built going off of what you said, like, yo, what's crazy is when those tees came out,
Mhm.
I didn't even know they were out because I had done the tees like maybe I don't know, like I submitted the graphics many months beforehand,
Yeah, they do that dumb
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, yeah. I submitted the graphics and I didn't really hear much about it.
Yeah.
What they where the direction it was going,
Mhm.
and then Steve, you know what I'm saying, Stephen Lau, man. He's out in Cali.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture of him in Urban Outfitters next to the tees. And I'm like, oh shit, my shit is in the stores right
Yeah.
now, or whatever.
Uh,
And like I was working in Soho at the time, and I went to the Urban Outfitters on Broadway. I ran over there, and I went down. The t-shirts was down like in the basement,
yeah.
and I'm like, I know I looked like a weird. I was like, yo, this is my shit right here. This is me.
Yeah.
This is me right here, yo. And like, you see the tag when
Yeah.
it said like TTK. It's like, I'm like, yo, that's me right there.
Yeah.
I'm TTK or whatever, yo. And I had my homegirl with him. She's like, yo, that's him. That's his. They was like, oh, yeah, your shit been selling, man. I was
I
like, yo,
told you, yeah.
I was like, how long y'all had these up in there? He's like, we haven't had them in long, but they've been selling or whatever,
Mhm.
yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was flying, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad I got a picture of them. Like I was able to get my hand on. I don't know how many they made. I don't know whether they made they must have made like a super limited
Right.
amount. You know what I'm saying? But I just know, yeah, a lot of people hit me up. Was like, yo, bro, you got access to try to get me some of these? I'm like, I don't. They don't tell me nothing or whatever.
Mhm.
They cut the check. That shit cleared. Next thing I know, the shirts came out some months later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Did
yeah.
did you get to get them though? Did you get to get
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
on?
yeah. They sent me
Nice.
they sent me a few, yeah, they sent me a few. They sent
Mhm.
me a few of them over there. It
Mhm.
wasn't a lot, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah, no, I'm
mean?
saying,
Yeah.
but I mean, at least the fact that you still
Yeah,
got
yeah,
them
yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah.
archive, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely, man.
You know,
Absolutely, yo.
because that was, I'm telling you, that was, and I mean, you bring out your own merch too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but just like to have that, and like your merch over the years, you know what I'm saying, it's collectible too. Like the
Thank you.
the X-Men stuff you
Yeah,
did, you do like the satire stuff,
yeah.
you know, like you like. How do you continue to just keep on? I mean, I haven't seen. I think you said you coming out with a T-shirt. If I was on your Instagram, you said something's coming out.
I think so. I don't know,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
how do you continue to be consistent, like with the merch?
man. Um,
Because that's a big part of your, fan base.
yeah.
People like the clothes you come out with. Because that X-Men shirt, that shit dropped. That didn't last long either.
Nah. I pressed up the RL X-Men or whatever. I don't know what the hell I was doing where it just popped in my head one day. I don't know whether I was on a train
Hmm.
or what I'm saying, or maybe I'm just always going through like ideas in my head, or I'm looking at and like most creatives looking around and I see a street sign like, that'd be cool if I flip this or whatever this way,
Right.
or I look at the shape of this right. I guess it's just how you know as a creative, like my mind works or whatever. And then one day, I don't know how the hell it happened, man. It was like I was like, well, for those that don't know, like you got Ralph Lauren has a brand under under the Ralph Lauren umbrella called RLX. It's like
Hmm.
outdoor extreme. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
outdoor. Yeah,
It's
it's
an
outdoor.
extreme
It's like
something.
extreme
Yeah.
fitness workout type of apparel.
Yeah.
So I was like RLX men, and it just came in my head one day or whatever. I'm like, holy shit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or you know what? No, I take it back. When I saw a photo of him, and he had these big glasses on. Ralph had a pair of big glasses on, and it
Hmm.
reminded me of like Cyclops.
Right.
I was like, yo, he looks like an X-Men. I'm like, yo, RL X-Men or whatever. And
Hmm.
that's why I drew it out like an old like Jack Kirby type style
Yeah.
or whatever, man. And then like I said, I did it as a joke, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I put it out, and I'm happy that the people gravitated to it, man.
Yeah. Them
I'm
shits
happy for that,
flew.
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy that people, I think is I just like making like fun stuff. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I like making fun stuff that, that's humorous but clever at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not you know, even though I can be a serious guy, I don't like to take myself too serious,
Mm.
man. You know.
No, I mean that's a good trait you have.
Thanks,
Because
man.
even because Josh has a drawing of yours.
Oh, word?
Because the first hoodie that I brought out for the podcast
Oh, yeah,
is the drawing that
the
you did for
Judge
me.
Dredd joint,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Josh has it and Walter has it.
Oh,
Who
nice,
tried
nice,
to walk
nice.
in on us, but Josh told him Shimon.
Yeah.
But so yeah, bro. Let's talk about your most recent. You brought out a movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if you call it a movie or whatever.
It's like
It's a short.
documentary,
Yeah, it's a short
short
doc.
documentary. But I mean, I think because I mean, you showed it to me, you know,
Right,
early,
right, right,
you know,
right.
and it really was like it's like a movie, bro.
Thank
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Like, I got to put Josh onto it, but
Yeah,
it was like a movie, and it blew me away because what I'm saying. I know you for one thing,
yeah,
and then you're like, "Yo, check this, doc I did,"
yeah.
and I'm like, "Fuck, this guy." I mean, you hit a home run, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I will. I'm proud of that right
Yeah.
there, man. I
So
don't mean to cut you. You can finish.
no,
You
no, no.
know,
Yeah, yeah. So
I like the praise. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
bro. I like to give people their flowers.
Thank you.
And I remember when you sent it to me, and you was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, just watch it."
Right.
And then I watched it. I was blown away, bro. I was like, "Damn, you did this?"
Thank you.
And I'm not saying this because I didn't believe you could do it.
Right.
Just that you you never told me you had that in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we would talk about fucking clothes and fucking art,
I know, right?
and then you
Clothes and
just
sneakers and
segued into
stuff, yo.
something that I think and then the time it came out
Yeah.
is very important.
Right. Right.
That at the time when we was going through all like the police shit
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just what I'm saying, and all that uprising. So when it came out, I think it came out at the right time.
Yeah.
So just talk about it. Tell people what it is.
Well, well, thank you again,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know, it means a lot, man. And I made it for people like yourself because
Mm-hmm.
that's what mattered to me. You know,
Yeah.
where people like yourself appreciated it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Would appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, but I directed a short documentary called Just Like Me, and it's about black creatives in the advertising and design industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the industries that I've worked in, and I wanted to make I kind of got the green light to make the documentary back like three summers ago. You know when all the what happened to George Floyd
Mm-hmm.
and all that all the things that was happening and everything. All these a lot of the world just became woke all of a sudden. And
Right.
I think and I say this right here too. And I think the only reason why the world stopped because we were all at home because of the pandemic or whatever. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't think we would even heard about what happened to George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The world was home to watch what happened. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I don't. It was just a turning point. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunately like like that brother had to lose his life. You know what I'm saying? Like a child lost their father. And so on, man. But a lot of these companies and agencies and businesses and everybody sharing black squares and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was an awakening moment in the world. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? It was an awakening moment. And I'm not gonna go on about that too much or whatever. But
Right.
when it happened, um, I was at this agency called Havas,
Mm-hmm.
and they are the executive producer of the project.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and one of my guys who I work with at the time, man, who was like my group creative director who I
Mm-hmm.
work with out I was in Chicago. He brought me along with him from New York out to Chicago when he came out there. Him and this guy named John Norman.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, my guy Adam, like I was saying, who brought me out there,
Mm-hmm.
Adam said to me, he was like, yo, this is a moment in time. If I was you, I'd make what you want to make. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, yo, be you, make what you want to make, or whatever, man. And well, going back a little bit. Sorry. Going
Yeah.
back a little bit. Um, the agency I was at, Havas, normally like a lot of, agencies or whatever or companies, Black History Month, they have like, an initiative or whatever where you get what I'm saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
So for like February, they would have this initiative called Black at Work or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I had only been out there in Chicago for like a few months, so
Mm.
I didn't really get to participate in the one. I got out to Chicago like the end of 2019, February is in 2020 and everything, and then the pandemic happened, George Floyd, all that stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, yo, for the next Adam was like, yo, for the next Black at Work thing, why don't you make something for this initiative or whatever, And I'm like, nah, if I make something, I want to make something that's like really real, you know what I'm saying? Not something that's like meant for 28 days of February. I want
Mm-hmm.
to make something that's like real that if you saw it in March or you saw it in May or September or you saw it next year, it's still a moving piece. You know what I'm saying? And and it's gonna connect with people and educate, like people. You know what I'm saying? Educate the people that it's need to educate. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, I'm gonna have your back. And I was like, I've never done this before. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, yo, you got what it takes. And I was fortunate to have a good group of people, you know what I'm saying, to help me make this thing, I might be the face of it, but I had a team, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? There's so many people that came together to help me, got to get behind my vision. You know what I'm saying? But like basically going back to like the whole premise of the documentary, Just Like Me, I wanted to tell a story about basically about how like a lot of times, black people specifically, because that's what this documentary is about, like black creatives,
Mm-hmm.
how like black people create things or have been responsible for bringing like an idea to the life to the world, and people know of it but they don't know like who was the person, who was the man or the woman who was the brains behind this thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And by the time people figure it out, this person is like old, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't get the flowers that they probably should have got when they was younger. I mean, they eventually got their flowers, but it would have been cool if like, if they could have got the praise when they were really, younger to appreciate it,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about like all the people who helped me get to where I am, people who have done amazing stuff, and it's like everybody knows their work, but people they don't know who these people are. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to kind of tell that story, but and it's it's been told before, but I wanted to tell like in a way where the visuals were just as impactful as the message. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is just my personal opinion. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to um like black stuff or whatever, like stuff associated with like, black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call it or whatever, it's like the creative part of it, like visually, in my opinion, it ain't as dope as it could be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as dope as it could be. And I was like, yo, you know what? I wanna make something that's visually appealing, because if I'm trying to keep people's attention, if I can visually keep your attention, I could probably, you'll probably be able to receive my message
Mm-hmm.
a lot easier, where it's not like as preachy or like I'm giving a lecture to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It comes off like as like a conversation. And I think, whenever we was filming it, shout out to my man Ben Hype. He was also like the creative director with me on the project. I told Ben, I was like, yo, when you're filming everybody, I want you to like, when we, you got the big screen in the back, what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, the background of the people. I was like, yo, I want you to do close ups of people. I want you to see, I want not just their face, their hands, what I'm saying, what they're wearing, because I wanted to feel like you're in the same room with these people, like you know them, And I know I'm talking like I've done this shit before or whatever,
Right.
but I just knew what I wanted to see, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I hit a home run with it, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know what
You
I'm
did.
saying?
You did.
Yeah. So Sorry for the long drawn out answer,
No,
man.
that's
Yeah.
bro, that's an amazing thing, and I think, like I said, I'm gonna put Josh onto it.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like especially if you're creative and you're in that space. That's something you need to look. You need to see. You see
Yeah.
people, the trials and tribulations of what they go through on a daily basis.
And oh, another thing too, or whatever. Whenever I was like making, you know, the documentary, I thought about like, who am I speaking to? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to speak about all like the negative, or do I want to praise these people? Yes, we got to speak on some of like the struggles that they went to, but this ain't like, this is more so like a celebration. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to not only just have these people talking, but show the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a
Mhm.
lot of times you don't see the work that people do. You know what I'm saying? You see like a title, like this is, I'm a graphic designer. I'm a, I don't know, executive creative director, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like if I'm younger, I don't really know what that title means. How does that shit relate to me? You know what I'm saying? But if I see the work, I can associate like, okay, oh, this is what this title means right here. So if I'm looking for a job, I see this title right here. This is the type of stuff that I could potentially do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like in this, the industry that I work in or been a part of, like, the creative industry, like the advertising design industry, I was recently on a panel basically that says there's less than 11% of us in that industry or whatever. And and as much as things change, the more they stay the same. And but why is that? You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Ain't nothing new under the sun. I feel in my opinion is we got to educate the youth at an early age about these opportunities. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Because there's talent everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's talent all around, but people don't really understand how to monetize their talent. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And they give it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's we live in a capitalist society. You got bills to pay, and New York ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we all know that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what
We
I'm
all going
saying?
through that right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
man. So people will, a lot of people will give up on, their dreams or whatever.
Mhm.
Or you might be coming from a background where, if you're younger and you want to do this art thing or you want to do something creative, but you don't have the support that you would need from home. And no fault to the parents or whoever is raising these kids, the parents might not be even be aware of ways that a child could make money or have a career for themselves,
Right.
with their, imagination or just being creative. So that's kind of what I wanted to tell this story right here. Not necessarily talk about the struggle and the man is trying to hold us back or whatever like that. Nah, these are some people who did it. This is the work that they've done. So you've seen this shit before, but here's the person who did it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The person that looked like, your cousin, your man down the block, or your aunt, or or your niece or something like that. It looks like your family member. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It comes from the same similar background as you. And look what they did. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit for, a little bit more about, you know, why I wanted to make Just
Right.
Like Me and the angle that I chose to approach with telling the story.
Right. Well said, Irmo. That's
Sorry.
awesome, brother. No, that's
Yeah,
dope.
I get kind of passionate
Nah,
about
it's
that.
cool, bro. Bro, we need to hear more shit like that. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
We need to have more documentaries like that. I
Yeah.
call it a movie, but I think it looks like a movie to me, but
Thanks, bro.
it's a documentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap up. You know what I'm saying?
Time's up. I just got here.
Yeah, man. It goes quick, bro.
That's good.
Like I told you, it goes
Nah, I'm
fast.
joking. I'm joking.
But
Yeah.
before we leave, what's next for Mr. TTK?
What's next?
Yes.
I'm just working on trying to I am doing.
Right.
I'm putting together a solo show. It's
Mm.
actually my first solo show with all new work in 13 years since that Polo show.
Wow.
I've done other shows since then, like group shows or shows that had like older work, but like a show with like all new work, like paintings combined
Right.
with the graphic design, the
Mhm.
illustration stuff or whatever. yeah, I'm working on that show like right
Mm.
now, and piecing it together. And if all
Because I know, but
go ahead.
not to cut you off, but you did some stuff for Adidas recently.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember?
See, I
Because
forget
yeah,
stuff.
because
Yeah.
you and Danny was in the same show
Right,
together.
right, 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 right.
You
Yeah,
know?
man. So combining like that illustration type stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
that I do for brands, along with like the fine art, like the paintings that I do. I'm working on putting the show together for that right now. And yeah, it's coming together. I kind of got a name for it right now, but I don't remember how to explain the whole backstory or whatever. So I'll just hold off on telling you
yeah,
what the
yeah,
name of the show
yeah.
is gonna be. But it's coming soon. If all goes as planned, it'll
Hmm.
be early summer,
Okay,
late
cool.
spring. So that's the thing that I'm working on, and also
Yeah,
the next zine slash book with like the subway
yeah, yeah,
illustrations
yeah.
is coming out. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out like soon.
Oh,
Like
nice. Can't wait for
yes,
that.
yeah. Every like it's been like 5 6 years in the making, and so many people are ready for it, man. And I think I'm ready to put it out now that I've been away for a few years, man. I'm back. I'm back home. Yeah, let's put it out. I'm gonna put it out now, man.
It is
So yeah,
about
thank you.
fucking time,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, man.
Jeez Louise.
I'm ready.
And
I'm
when's
ready
the new
to.
merch coming out, bro?
That's probably all that's gonna be like at the show, man.
Yeah,
All the
you know what I'm
all at the
saying?
show,
Don't
man.
go half ass.
Nah,
Go
never that,
100%.
man.
Just bring everything.
I just don't want to. I don't want to bring none of this stuff home. I don't want to bring it home. I want to put it
Bro,
out
you ain't
and
gonna bring
sell it.
it, bro. A lot of that shit gonna be gone
Thank
soon.
you,
Cause you got a following,
thank you, thank you,
so
thank you, thank you,
but
man.
where can they find you online?
All right, well, you can find me at online. I'm mostly on like IG. The IG handle is at go TTK go.
Hmm.
That's like I do it in the military way, like Golf October Tango Kilo Golf October. So go TTK go. And if you're on my website is art by TTK.com, and on there you can find a link to the documentary Just Like Me. You
Hmm.
can watch it on there. There's a link it's like one of the first it is the first project that's on my website where you can see, about the project and other things that I've worked on.
Yeah, definitely please, when you get a chance to watch the documentary, you will be entertained, and it'll give you a little emphasis on what these people go through on a daily basis and what they have to endure, you
Yeah.
know. So, what I'm saying, definitely. But you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Super P Podcast. If you sign up to our Patreon, you'll get this episode whenever Josh gives it to me later on today. But it'll be up for $5. You can hear TTK talk today.
Yo,
If
yo.
not, you're gonna wait 2 weeks because Valerie is before him. Um, yeah, thanks for coming, my guy.
Thank you.
You're always welcome to come back.
Nah, no doubt, no
You
doubt.
know,
Thank you
I'm
for
glad you
having me.
finally
Yeah,
took a
man.
chance and came out.
Yo, man, I be in my head a lot, man. Like a lot
Yeah,
of time, you've known me for
yeah,
some
yeah.
years, man, and I don't people like for those that know me know I don't really like to. I'm kind of recluse, you
Right,
know what I'm
right, right,
saying? I'm kind of recluse or whatever,
right.
man. It's like it's hard to get me out the house or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot,
No,
man.
but bro,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, they need to hear your voice
Thank you, man.
because you have a voice and you have,
Thanks.
you know what I'm saying, and you're talking about shit that people need to hear,
Yeah,
not this
thanks.
bull crap we hear about people yakking about. We can go on for that, but
Yeah.
anyway, check out my article on Voyage LA. I have a new article out there, just came out. And yeah, and watch Wu Tang on Hulu or whatever it's called, because my clothes is in that show.
Yeah, what was it? American Dream?
The American Dream,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They're up to episode 4, and my 1992 denim blue that hat is in there. You God is
I think they're
wearing
on
it.
episode 5.
No,
I
it's on
think
4.
it's on 4.
5 comes out this week.
Oh, okay,
It's
gotcha.
season 3.
Gotcha.
But yeah, check it out. I got clothes in there. It was cool. It was cool helping them out. Yeah, so we're gonna get out of here because I don't want Josh to kick me out. You know what I'm saying? We're on a time schedule. So I will see you guys later. See you guys next episode. 2P Podcast out. Ciao.